Hey, good morning, Computer Studies 10. We're going to be starting our new image editing unit with a fun project. We're going to be taking a look at hybrid animals. We have a horse, duck, we have elephant, and butterflies. We have all sorts of creatures that we're going to learn how to combine together as well. A lot of these pictures are pretty complex. Some of them are more than others. But we'll start learning some of the basic skills where you can put these things together. And this inspiration actually comes from the show Avatar, The Last Airbender. I don't know if anyone knows it, but it's really famous and really, really good. Highly recommend you check it out. In that world, every animal is a hybrid of multiple, well, at least two animals. And they got such cool animals that you can enjoy. The most famous of those animals is the sky bison, which apparently is the merger of, and I just learned this, the bison and the manatee. Although it flies, it's not underwater. But hey, who knew? Manatees, bisons, flying. One of the best animal sidekicks of all time from any series. I believe that is, in my heart, that is true. All right, folks, we're going to be using Photopia online editor. You don't need to make an account here. You can just go to photopia.com and you can start working with images. And the first step is going to be to search up some images. And by the way, it doesn't have to be animals that you're merging together, but it might be a good place to start. I recommend also trying things like Pokemon, merging them together to make a new kind of Pokemon, or cars, or other vehicles, a tank and a car merged together, for example. It could be a really fun thing to do. Excuse me. So lots of potential things for you, but maybe when you're first starting, let's try a couple animals and see how that goes for you as you get used to the skills. So I already downloaded the two pictures. Excuse me. Drink some water. So I'll just open those up. I have a zebra and a dolphin, and I can just open these separately, or you can press Control if you're on a PC, or Command if you're on a Mac, and you can click on one and then press Control or Command and click on the other. So you have two selected, and then you click Open. You can just open them one at a time as well. So check it out. I have two pictures in these two different tabs. So I can zoom in. I think I can zoom in. There we go. I'm just using Alt Scroll, or on a Mac it's Option Scroll, and I can scroll in. There's, if you're on a tablet, you can pinch zoom, so that works out nicely as well. There's a zoom there as well if you need to. Let's try and center this. I can thumb scroll too. Wow. Okay. All right. There we go. So the idea is I want to create a hybrid of dolphin and zebra, which I haven't decided yet if it's called a dolphbra or a zolphin. So let me know what you think. Are you on Team Zolphin or Team Dolphbra? You can tell me in teams. So I'm gonna, first of all, my big exciting thing to show you is how you select the zebra's head. It could have gone a couple ways. I could have put the dolphin on top of the zebra over here, but I think it'll go the other way. I'll put the zebra on the dolphin. So let's see how that goes. First of all, you gotta zoom in. Whoa. And, just get it lined up so that you can see the selection pretty well, the thing you want to select. And I'm doing pretty good there, I think. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of our selection tools. So over here on the side, maybe I should zoom in. No. Yeah, there we go. So we have various selection tools over on the side. So this first one is just like, so if you want to select a box or a circle, that works. But, our head is neither of those shapes. So the next one, and by the way, I can click and hold on these, and it will open up other options. And so there's various ones here. And then we're going to start with the magnetic lasso, and then we're going to change. Magnetic lasso is pretty cool. What the magnetic lasso does is it'll do a selection for us, pardon me. It'll do a selection for us as we move our mouse around, and it will sort of differentiate between the different areas of the picture based on color. So it'll do a pretty good job of sort of deciding between, where is the grass in my case and where is the zebra. There's going to be some tricky spots up here where it's going to have trouble deciding, and then I'll show you how to deal with that. So we'll start with the magnetic lasso. So I'm going to maybe start coming down this stripe here, and I just click once, and then I just drag, and you can see that Photopia is just kind of being smart about it. I'm just moving my mouse, and it is just sort of plunking down points as I go. And I can still scroll as I move my mouse. And don't worry too much about making a mistake. We can always go back and edit it. But try to get it nice and smooth if you can. I'm going pretty slow here, so I'm probably not going to do a perfect job because it's a little bit boring watching me do the selection. But I'll do a pretty good job. Yeah, I kind of botched a few spots there. And normally I'd go back, and I think that's part of the secret of doing this well, is to, go nice and slow and careful. But I'll just do a good enough job. Oh. I ran into a box with my mouse. Alright. And then I gotta come back around here. Oh. Yeah, struggling with that one. So you'll see that there's places. I'm just going to have to give up on that. So that little chunk of green is going to end up going through. And that's okay. Ooh, it's trying hard. Oh, no, it didn't get it. So that's okay. We'll come back for it. We'll come back for it. And you'll see that it doesn't get the top of the hair. I'm just going to let it be. Okay, so once I get to the end, I'm just going to click the mouse. And now... Oh, there we go. So I might have to click twice or press enter. Actually works really well. So I have a selection, but it's not really the zebra the way I want it. I'm going to go and touch it up a bit. So the next step is going to be using a different tool. And I'm going to zoom in for that. Ooh, nope. So I'm going to be using the regular lasso. And the lasso, you basically just want to circle an area, or it doesn't have to be a circle, but surround an area by clicking and dragging. And I'd like to add. I have it on additive mode, so it'll add to the existing selection. Okay, so we'll zoom in. And what I can do is just kind of click and drag and surround an area. And you don't have to do the whole area once. I'm just going to click and grab a bunch. And that didn't really work too well. I actually didn't I got a little carried away. So what I can do is go over to subtractive mode and then circle a bit of the green to get rid of it. And that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go and, circle some stuff. And then scroll and circle some more stuff. And you just do your best job as you can. The more detailed you make it, the more, realistic your selection will be. Oh, that one got a little too much green, so I'll go subtractive. And you just gotta plug away at it. It'll take a bit of time. All right, we're getting there. And sometimes it's hard for me to tell too, not just the computer. Where is zebra and what is the background? Notice that I gotta select. I don't have to go all the way back to the origin, but I do have to notice that it might snap back. Down here I missed a few spots here. Is okay. I'll grab a few of those too. You could really zoom in if you wanted to and get every pixel you think deserves to be in there. But that might be a little bit excessive. Excuse me. Alright, so I think I'm going to call that pretty good. Could I do better? Probably, but you're getting bored, so let's move on. So next thing is I'm going to do you see at the top of this screen, we see there's this refine edge button. So refine edge is going to kind of smooth out our edge and make things a little nicer. So I'm going to click refine edge. Wow, look at that. So I'm going to have to zoom out here. Where did my guy go? I have to maybe zoom out manually. Oh. Here, maybe I'm going to just cancel refine edge. it's at this level of zoom, so if I click refine edge. I'm not sure. My refine edge is not working. I mean, it refined it. It just doesn't show it, so I'm not too sure why that is. Something really wonky's going on. Well, so I deselected. So, hey, here's a fun fact to know. If you do something you want to go back, Control Z or Command Z, it works. Or you could go to this history thing. You can go back and I can get my selection back because the history of all my actions is over here. That's nice. Well, I should see my zebra head here. I don't know why I don't. But hopefully you can see your head. I just don't see it. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to bring my zebra head over, but I'd suggest you click Refine Edge. And I would reduce border down to 0 and click OK. I mean, I see it worked, so I'm not too sure. I don't know. Sorry about that, folks. So, I guess Refine Edge, click down to 0, border, drag it down to 0, and we're good to go. So I'm good. So now I'd like to drag that over to our dolphin. So let's do it. I'm going to use good old-fashioned rectangular marquee just to grab the head. And then I'm going to use the move tool. What's the move tool? The move tool is this one. It's just right above the selections. It's this one right here, move tool. And I'm going to click and drag it into the other tab. So I click, and we'll drag it. All right. And we're done. It's perfect, right? I just knocked the microphone. I probably made a very loud noise. I apologize. Obviously, we're not done. The zebra head is too big, right? Or maybe you could think of it as the dolphin's too small. But we can solve all these problems. Before we get started with the problems solving, I'm just going to make some duplicates of these layers. So I'm just going to duplicate layer. And the reason why I'm doing that is just in case I mess up a layer, I don't lose anything. So I'm just going to hide the duplicates. I can always come back to them later that way in case I screw up these ones. So first off, I want to change the size of this. So I'm going to go to Edit, and I got these options here. There's all sorts of options, by the way. You can check them out for doing all sorts of interesting kind of changing of shape and size. I'm just going to do free transform, and it'll let me sort of scale down. I'm going to hold Shift while I do it so that it scales it nice and smoothly. To scale. Is not necessarily smooth. Then I'm going to use I'm technically in the move tool at the moment. Just kind of move around until I get to a place where I want it. Now, don't worry if we see some of the dolphin in the background. We can solve that problem. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good place for it. So I'm going to press Enter. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to look a little better. I got a little extra skin at the bottom of the zebra's neck here, so I'd like to get rid of that. So I'm going to use the eraser tool. And notice that I have to be on the layer. If I'm on the background layer and I go to erase, then I would actually erase the background. And we don't want that. I want to erase the zebra. So I got to make sure I click on the zebra layer. And also notice that it's a soft eraser. That's good. Later on I'll want that. But right now I want a hard eraser that will make a nice straight cut line. So, by the way, after I select eraser, I'm just clicking on the top left-hand corner here, and I'm just choosing these options. That was too small. I'm going to go for something like this. And, of course, any kind of successful work probably involves zooming in nice and close. So now I can just trim that extra skin. It's kind of gross to say it that way, but, I mean, that's what I'm doing, I guess. There we go. And that's looking okay. All right. Now, while I have the eraser tool, I also noticed that the dolphin, it's pretty much like dolphin and then bam, zebra. Sorry if that, I don't know. I'm not sure how this is going to record. My apologies. But the point is the zebra transition is very immediate. I'd like to make it a little more gradual. So what I'm going to do for my eraser is now I'm going to make it a soft eraser. And what I'll do is I'll just maybe a little bit larger as well. And what that's going to do is notice I'm not actually clicking on the space. I'm just clicking right beside it. Just kind of fading it out a bit. I don't want to fade out the hair at the top. So I fade out the body area. And that's causing like a nice gradual transition between the dolphin and the zebra. Looking pretty good. All right, now, obviously, the dolphin's head is sticking out of the zebra's head. It's kind of spoiling the illusion. Easy to solve. So another tool we can learn about is the stamp tool. Check it out. I'll zoom in. Over here is a stamp tool. It's sort of middle of the row of tools. And what you have to do is hold either Alt or K. Oh, it's already selected something. Hold down K and then you click on a region. And it'll sort of grab an area for you to stamp from. So I've held down K and I selected. So now I'm going to copy from that. So I can just copy from the sky. Oh, and I'm in the wrong layer, so I better make sure you're sampling from the correct layer. You can actually sample from multiple layers. Or sample from a different layer and then move it over. And see, now I have this like blue thing going on. So now I've sampled from the sky, so now I can just paint. And notice that it doesn't paint on top of the zebra. If I hide the zebra, I have very much destroyed a dolphin's head. But we don't know that because the zebra's on top. Now I got to get rid of this little fin because it doesn't look good. It looks like he's got like a beard or something going on. So I'll just sample, hold down K and sample from the water. I can just go over here and I can just plunk some water down. I'm not sure where to put it. You know what? I'm going to sample from the horizon. I'm going to get some horizon. And then I'm going to load that up there. And just look like that. Because there's a little bit of horizon just kind of show through. And then I'll also grab a bit of water here. That's not quite what I wanted. That looks pretty good. And I'll put that in there. And of course, it's probably good to go softer with this. See how that kind of softens out the edges? So it's not such a hard transition. Here we go, folks. I think that's working pretty good. All right. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to say that's our Zolfin, or our Dolphbra. You can choose what you think is best. Why don't you give it a try? I bet you guys can come up with some pretty cool things. So spend a class just taking some animals, putting them together, and then why don't you show me what you create? I'll make a Teams assignment so you can just upload it and show me a hybrid combination of animals. Or if you want to do Pokemon or vehicles or, whatever you want to do, I'd love to see it. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.